So energy goes where intention flows. So if you just put 1% every single day in more than what you did yesterday, just 1% more to your goals, you are going to be 37 times better off with your goals and your growth after a year. So why is this? So basically this is all about energy. So for anybody who doesn't understand energy, we are all energy, all of us, and what happens is our energy will align to whatever it is that we're putting out there. So if we're putting an energy out there of growth, of trying to get somewhere, of trying to win, then we have to connect into this energy. Now don't get me wrong, there's going to be blocks along the way and we're going to have difficult times with it all, but we do have to connect into the right frequency, because how energy works is whatever energy we put out into the world, we will connect to the frequency of this same energy. Now, many people will say, yeah, but I don't want this. I don't want the life I'm living. I don't want the energy that I'm living in. And that's all good and well, but the problem is what you're doing is the energy you're putting out, you're putting the energy of I don't want this, this is not what I want, instead of putting out the energy of what I do want. So when you're putting out the energy of what you don't want, what ends up happening here is you're going to connect more to that. Whatever we give out is like it's like a beacon, it's like a transmitter. So whatever we give out, it's going to go to the same. You've heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together, and this is exactly the same. The energy that you put, if you can imagine little tiny particles of energy going out like a beacon, it has to go to the same energy. It has to meet the same energy. It has to head towards the same frequency. It has to, and it does. So if you want to be able to grow, and if you want to be able to remove the blocks and be able to focus heavily on getting where it is that you want to go, you have literally got to get your head down. You have got to stay focused and intentional on what it is that you are trying to achieve. And it doesn't matter what gets in your way. It doesn't matter how tough times get and what comes along and gets in your way. You have got to stay in the same mindset. You have got to flick it off like dust. Just send it away. I'm not going to let that take over and drag me down into a different mindset, because the minute you get in a different mindset, what happens is you're then tuning into a different vibrational frequency. And this is why, and many of you are going to understand this is why you can try and manifest for a little while, and then all of a sudden it's like, what's the point? Everything I try and do is wrong. I can't get anywhere. It just keeps dragging me down into negative, and you will give up, and you will change that tone from, okay, I'm intentional, this is what I want, I'm not going to give up. You will change that to beating the frequency of negative. That's what's going to happen. And when you meet the frequency of negative, the only thing that can happen is you're then going to tune into that, and you are going to start having more negative experiences. You're going to experience more blocks. So how do you manage to stay positive when everything around you is negative? Good question. You have got to lock in. You have got to absolutely lock into your dream and to your end goal, and you have got to make that end goal the only thing that you see. The only thing that you see. And it doesn't matter. Just imagine that people are out there throwing boulders at you, right? And you don't care. It doesn't matter, because you are not going to allow them to get in your path. And when you stay like that and you see everything as a challenge, and you realise that it is just here to try to slow me down, so I'm getting closer, because the more blocks you get in your path, the closer you're getting, guys. The closer you're getting. This is a test for yourself. This is a test of whether or not you can stay in the right frequency. So no matter what is happening, you could literally have nothing left, nothing at all left. And you need to still believe that you do. You need to believe that you are still in the right place. You still have what you need. You still have what you want, and you're achieving your dreams. And then you will stay in that frequency. Do I have any tips for doing this? Not really, no. I mean, I can have lots of tips about how easy it is to fall into the negative, and how easy it is to get overtook by your fears and your worries instead of staying focused on your dreams, and that time old mentality of, well, if I think negative, then I can only be you know, sort of cheered up type thing with the positive. You know, that's a big one. A lot of people come out with that. I don't like to think positive because then I'm not missing out or losing out on anything. Now that doesn't work. That doesn't work. It never will work, because you're putting out that energy. So you might get a tiny weeny little light in the dark, but generally you're going to be receiving the same thing, because we manifest every single minute of every single day. So whatever it is that we are doing, whatever you are thinking now, whatever you're thinking now, whatever you're saying to somebody, whatever emotion you're putting out there, you are going to link into more of that. You know, when you can be really down and things are just really crap and, you know, it's tough times and it takes you a while to come out of that mentality. It's because you've locked yourself into this place, and it's very easy done. And generally it will be someone else that brings you out of that mentality with their higher vibe. That's generally how it works, because that vibe, that frequency kind of rubs off on you a little bit. So if you can learn to create that vibe for yourself, and you can learn to stay in it no matter what, you are going to watch that your level of energy raises higher and faster than if you keep getting pulled down into the dark places. And you will see yourself achieve your goals. It is all about belief. And when I say belief, I don't mean belief that one day I'm going to have it. I mean belief that this is yours. This is yours, and this is how you live, and this is what you have. Check out my other videos, guys. There's quite a lot of information regarding energy in them. And if you want to learn more about energy and more about how you can be very, very in control, regain your own power, and learn about the manifesting, check out my my community and my courses on soul-seekers.com. Have an amazing day.